Hi everyone, welcome to the first day of the 5 Days Holiday Savings Challenge. So for the first day, we're going to work on setting up your Trello board. So for your Trello board, welcome. This is what it looks like. So for those of you who haven't used Trello before, think of Trello as a giant bulletin board that you can use electronically and move everything around and set up how you want to set it up. So first, go and create your Trello account. You should have already done that with the email that you were sent. Next, the first thing I want you to do is go over to the Show menu button. Okay, so click on it, hit the More button, and then go Copy Board. So then call it whatever you want. So I'm going to call it Dana's Holiday Savings Board and click Create. And make sure that you've kept the Keep Cards Selected button. So you want to make sure that that's checkmarked. So click Create. And now you've copied this to your own board. And you can then just close that window. So you then have everything set up how you want it to, and you have your own copy of the Trello board. And this also makes sure that you don't change anyone else's Trello board and you have your own setup here. So I'm going to just give you a quick walkthrough of what a basic Trello board looks like and how it's set up. So on each Trello board, you have a list. So each one of these is its own version of a list, and you can move them around and you can rearrange them however you'd like. And then within each list is a card. And so the cards can do the same thing. You can rearrange them however you'd like and type into them and rewrite them however you need to. And then the other thing I want to make sure you see is right next to the Show menu button, there's also a calendar button. So I've enabled the calendar for you. And if you click on the calendar, it'll bring it up and you'll see any dates that you've put on the calendar already. So I've already put in these important dates for you, and we'll get to those in a minute or two. So we're going to start with the gifts to buy, and I'm going to also show you with the gifts to buy button how you're going to create cards in each of your Trello lists. So for the gifts to buy board, I have set up at the beginning of each board a little card explaining what each list is and how you're going to use it. So for gifts to buy, you're going to make a card for each person that you need to buy a present for. And then within that card, you can then brainstorm how you're going to buy, what gift you're going to buy for them, ideas of what present you want to buy. And then if you actually already know what present or have some ideas, you can include links to those presents. So for an example, I need to buy a present for my sister Samantha. So I'm going to type Sam, and then maybe if I know multiple people named Sam and I'm really going to get confused later, I'll just put sister. And then I also know I need to buy a present for my mom, and then my dad, and let's just say my Uncle Brian. And then so on and so forth. So if you just didn't catch what I did there, the easiest way to create a card is click Add a Card, type whatever you need to type. So I'm just going to type cousin, and then you can either click the Add button right here or just hit Enter. And that'll create the card. So then within the card, you can either click on just the card that you need to edit, or you can click the little edit button right here. So the edit button will bring up all of these little options, but we're not going to focus on that right now because we don't really need to. So we're actually just going to click directly on the card, and that'll bring up this window. So within the detailed description, I'm going to type out some ideas. So maybe she told me that she was interested in sweaters, makeup, and jewelry. And I can type out whatever notes I need to buy. But maybe my sister actually just told me that she wanted this pair of boots and she sent me the link. So I can go to that link, and there are the boots, and I can just copy the link, and I can then paste it directly into there. So I have it, I know when it is, and I know what the link is, and I'm good. And then you can go through each of these people, brainstorm some ideas, and then go through each of them as you go. So for Mom, I know she wants an Amazon gift card. And then go through each of them. One of the other things that I really think will be important to do this year, and this will really help to keep you on your toes, is to put deadlines for when you need to actually buy each of the presents. So one thing that you might want to think about is if you have to either order the present and when you're also going to see the person buy. So I'm going to give myself a due date. And let's say I'm going to see my sister on the 12th. So I can either put a due date of the 12th if I'm going to go to the store and buy it, or I'm going to think, well, I need to order this present from Macy's, so I should probably give myself 2 weeks to order it. So I need to order it by November 28th. So I'll hit save, and now I have the deadline in there of November 28th. And if I order it ahead of time, or I'm really on my game this year, and I've actually ordered it tomorrow, once it hits, I can just click the little check mark, and I know it's complete. And the nice thing about Trello is it'll actually start to warn you ahead of time when you're getting really close to your deadlines, and this will turn yellow when you're the day before your deadline, and if you're over your deadline, it will turn red. So don't let it get to the red. So I also put an events to attend card, just because I personally also want to keep track of the events that I need to attend. So let's say I have a Friendsgiving coming up, and so I'll create my Friendsgiving card. And so my Friendsgiving is at my friend Dawn's apartment. And I can also put the address in there too if I need to. And then I know I need to make an apple pie, and no hostess gift is necessary. Sometimes you might need to bring one, but sometimes you don't. But it's another way to stay organized and remember, like, okay, do I need to bring a hostess gift? Do I not need to? And then I'll also personally want to put a due date so I know when the event is going to be. So in this case, it is on Saturday at 4 p.m. So I have it in there. And then I'm also a really big fan of labeling things to help keep them organized. So I am going to put all of my events that I need to go to in blue. But let's say I want to further organize them just because I can. I'm going to hit the edits button, and I'm going to put...
I don't know that.
Sorry guys, I just turned my Alexa on. So I'm going to put in a name there, and I'm going to put events in blue. So one of the things that's really cool is you could also do like events that are friends events are going to be in blue, and then events that are family events are going to be in purple. And that'll just make it a little easier to see on the calendar. So you put everything in there, you have all your information, and then actually when you go back to your calendar, you'll see the Friendsgiving is on here. Then if you scroll down, you'll see that your present for Sam is on here, and it's actually crossed off because you already bought the present for her. So the next thing is holiday outfits. You don't have to use this one, but I threw it on there because I personally like it, and I like keeping track. And I just threw it on here because maybe you want to buy a new outfit for the holidays and you need to keep track of what you need to get. So maybe you have a really fancy holiday party coming up and you want to get a new dress for it. So you'll just want to type in a fancy holiday party and dress. So you remember that you need to get a new dress, and then you can put that you already have shoes and jewelry. And you can get more descriptive on this if you need to. You can do whatever you want. It's your own board. But remember, you should also put fancy holiday party in here. The fun thing is with Trello boards, if you want to get really fancy, so you can do fancy holiday party, and you can actually copy this card and put it under holiday outfits. So copy to, keep it on the holiday savings board, change the list to holiday outfits, and it'll make a second copy of the card right there, and then you can add it in. If that's getting very fancy, you guys don't need to do that. Don't worry about that. The next board over here is for white elephant gift ideas. I know everyone has a different name for these. Sometimes they're Yankee parties. Basically, it's the idea where everyone brings an inexpensive present and the presents are thrown into a pile and then mixed around and traded and stolen. Basically, if you need an inexpensive gift or if you just need gift ideas. I've posted lists to my gift guides here. I'll also continue to add in the group, so whenever I post a new gift guide, you guys can see what it is, and you guys can use those for inspiration. So this is my under 25, my under 50, and then just my holiday gift guide in general. So these are just links to my Pinterest board where I have ideas that you can use, and then just a quick link to all of my holiday posts so you can use those for inspiration or just quick buys as well. So finally, the last thing I put in here is important dates that you really should know for the holidays. So really just what you need to know this year and important dates that you should have on your calendar. So, I mean, personally for me, like, I know Thanksgiving is the last Thursday of every month, but do I remember that it's specifically the 23rd? Not necessarily. So I put it on here so you have the exact dates on there. Also, like, Hanukkah moves around every year, so I always forget which day it actually starts on. So now you have it. Another thing that's really good to know is when Priority Mail Express is the last day to get it if you want it in time for Christmas. So I put those days on there. But something that you should really pay attention to, for instance, is the last day for FedEx Overnight is December 23rd. But if you look at the calendar, December 23rd, need to keep scrolling, December 23rd is actually a Saturday. And personally, I never trust shipping that happens over Saturday night onto Sunday. So just be wary of those things and keep them in mind. So you want to know when these dates are. So if you are a last minute person, and no shame if you are, it happens. And no shame if you are, it's just important to know these dates. All right, so that is it for your first day. Congratulations, and if you have any questions, just please feel free to ask them in the group. And if you want to dive more into Trello, I'll put up a link to Think Creative Collective's Trello for Business course. It's really a great course. It's only $29, and it really helps you dive more deep into Trello and really see all the things that Trello can do for you in your personal life and in your business. All right, that's it. Thank you.